Hey guys, this is Mark Nizzle from Bandersnatch and Jabberwock Alliances. A popular question that we get is it's always around what is the best heroes that I should be feeding? What do you think is better to have one good team, one good war team? How are you feeding your heroes? What works for you? And a lot of those questions in general. One thing about this game is that there isn't really like a good manual and there isn't a right or wrong way, but let me show you some of the stuff that's worked for me in my primary account and some of the stuff that I'm working right now on this account, which is my Jabberwock account. So before we go into the hero roster, let me just kind of show you where I'm at it as a whole. So I'm a level 25 player over here, and I'm not doing any heavy spending. I call this cheap to play. And what I mean by that is I do the VIP, and I might do like one or two of those little $1 deals. And might try to get lucky in Atlantis or something. Maybe we'll pull out a 5-star. When I started this account, I did put about $10 in. And, I did some hero draws and different things like that to get started. I did get lucky, and I pulled one 5-star. But, yeah, let's pull up my hero roster. We'll take a look at some stuff. So I went through and I organized basically what would be my 6 war teams. So these are like basically my best 30 heroes. And we got a big spectrum of stuff here. So my top rainbow team right now is about 2953. I got one 5-star, that's Anatel, and she's maxed out right now. She's waiting for her final ascension. And then, I got some 4-stars here. Second team is 2559. It's all 4 stars. A 2355. This is all 4 stars. 1929. This is 3 4-stars and 2 3s. I got a 1726 here. Same thing. 3 4-stars, 2 3s. And then this is my last war team, which is 2 4-stars and 3 3-stars. So you can see that, I'm kind of grinding things out. I'm working on my team. So let me show you some of my feeding strategies and, kind of what I do to round out my teams and different stuff. So once you have your lineup set with 6 rainbow teams, one of each color, blue, red, green, yellow, purple, you can sort by a couple different things here. I like to sort by element. This is one of the stuffs that I do. One of my feeding strategies, at least for war goes, is I try to make my 6th team replace like my 5th team. And, I basically will sort by elements so I can see each color in a vertical row. What I normally look for is basically the biggest gap between the teams. So if I'm looking at my 6th team and my 5th team, I would basically compare the powers between the two tiers. And right now, like Skittle Skull and Little John stand out. They're roughly about 28 power apart. So that would probably be my biggest ground to gain. Would be working on Little John and getting him up into the 5th team. As you go up, you can certainly work on particular elements and see if you can, get Skittle Skull to go up maybe 40, go up and replace Ishtak. Overall, a 4-star hero will be, I want to say, roughly about 20 to 30 power more on their 3rd ascension when they're maxed than what a like a 3-star hero would be maxed. That same formula also works with 5-stars. Like a 5-star hero at 370 will be about 20 power more than a 4-star maxed hero. So always when you're comparing your team, your best bang for your buck is obviously going to be in your 5-star, your 4-star heroes. So that's one of the things that you do want to prioritize is to make sure that your green 4-stars are replacing your Ishtaks. In those kind of scenarios where you have those. So that's one of the things that I do. Another thing that I like to do also with this rainbow lineup is I like to do this power sorting. And how this works is basically your strongest hero on that team that you made will be on the left and your weakest team hero will be on the right. And what you can do in theory is you can feed the hero always on the right and it'll rotate. So as that hero becomes more powerful, like Azar, she will eventually move left, and Ganju will be now in the rightmost position. So in theory, you could feed right along this right edge. You know, you could look at Azar, Jahangir, Chow, Hu Tao, Cademan, Gobbler, and you could just feed that way. And at some point, you'll get to a spot where if you're just feeding that rightmost hero, your entire team will eventually be within 1 power of each other. So that's another good strategy if you're trying to bounce out your teams. And that's something that I use like when I'm chasing a round number. So right now, I think one of my goals is I want to get my 6 team to 300. So I will be feeding my rightmost hero on team 6 until everybody's about 300. And then the same thing with team 5 is that I also want team 5 to be 300 power. So I'll be doing the same until I get to there. And that basically is a great way to kind of make sure that you're feeding the right heroes, that you're kind of rounding out your team without really putting too much brain work into it. I got another tactic that I like to do, but I'm going to stop the video here so I can show it to you in the next video. It's what I call basically elemental feeding, and we will basically adjust the lineup a particular way. So give me a couple minutes. I'm going to pause this video, and I'll start it right up on the other side, and it'll come in as a second video in the YouTube. All right, I will see you in a bit. Thanks.